Hey guys, Mimikyu Collector, and today I'm going over my personal deck of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. Now, I'm not a very competitive player, let's just get out of the way right now. I am no way competitive, and I don't quite like to spend that much money on cards. To be honest, I think the only cards I really have bought online are really for a few Toon cards, really. Even that I bought them for very cheap than what they actually are. So, of course, you're going to want 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. Pretty simple. I also have 1 White Stone of Legend. This is weirdly zoomed in. I have 1 White Stone of Ancients. I have Maiden with Eyes of Blue. Protector with Eyes of Blue. Master with Eyes of Blue. He's pretty good late game, or middle in the game. Kaiba Man, just in case. He's in my opening hand. We have Ghost, Ogre, and Snow Rabbit, because this... I don't have too many hand traps in this. I think it's the only hand trap I have. We have Shining Angel. Shining Angel is kind of a side thing to get things like Ghost Ogre or some of the other things, like some of the tuners. Next up, we have Blizzard Dragon. This is one of my favorites of this for some reason. It just does really well with this. Of all the times I've ever dueled, Blizzard Dragon is always the one that's been so helpful for some reason. Divine Dragon, Apocalypse, or something like that. He's pretty decent. Lord of D, King of D, Link Slayer for MST effects and all that. And it's pretty decent. Dragon Spirit of White. Now, if I had a Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon, I would use that in place of this. But I do not have alternative, and alternative is pretty expensive currently. I believe it's about 10 bucks, 13 bucks for just one. So, until I get one, or until I get one from a Kaiba box, I'm just gonna get Dragon Spirit of White until then. Next up is Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, in case I get a Blue Eyes Ultimate combo. Next up is Monster Reborn, because it's Monster Reborn, because it's been limited to 1. Monster Reincarnation to get things back to the hand. I have 2 polymerizations. I have the alt art from Duelist Pack Yugi. I believe when I pulled that, that was about 5 bucks. That was a few months ago. About almost a year, maybe? 6, about. Yeah, almost a year, I think. We have Fusion Sage. Stamping Destruction. Another type of MST, but needs dragons and causes 500 damage. We have Soul Exchange. Trade-In. Dragon Revival Rhapsody. Melody of Awakening Dragon. 2 Burst Stream of Destructions. 3 Mystical Space Typhoons. 1 Hand Destruction. 2 Silver Scry. 1 Trap Hole. 1 Mirror Force. 1 Jar of Avarice. And 1 Dark Bribe. That's it for the main deck, and I'll move into the extra deck, and I'll go into each card and everything. Or a majority of them. Next up is number 85, Crazy Box. Number 68, Sinfold, Sky Prison. Zorai Silver Dragon. I used to have a second one of these. I don't know where it went. But I would put a second one here. 2 Ultimate Blue Eyes White Dragons. They're very expensive currently, so that's why they are this. And 2 Twin Burst Dragons. Now, of course, since Blue Eyes deck needs the 3 Blue Eyes, and these guys are pretty good. All the 3 tuners. Kaiba Man, you can normal summon him, and then you can tribute him, and he counts as 2 special summons. Or you can if he's on the field, you can tribute him and special summon Blue Eyes from your hand, which is pretty decent if he's the only thing you have on your field. Ghost Ogre, because it's a hand trap. He can search stuff, kind of like low level. He can search up some of the tuners and all that. If he's a sort of battle. I don't know why, but this has always helped me. Blizzard Dragon has always been the best. Divine Dragon can, if you can discard 1 card and get any dragon monster from graveyard to hand, which is pretty decent. Lord of D, because dragon monsters can't be targeted for card effects, which is pretty decent at times. It's helped me out a lot every now and then. King of D, because he has a search ability to search Flute of Summoning Dragon, Melody of Awakening Dragon, and Revival Rhapsody, which can get Blue Eyes out pretty quick. Linkslayer, because he's basically a monster version of MST, and he has the exact same effect for the most part as Cyber Dragon, except he also has the bonus of being a monster with MST. But better than Breaker, in my own opinion. Next up we have Dragon Spirit of Light, because it's still in the field. What is it? It's always treated as a Blue Eyes card, and it's treated as normal monster in the hand or graveyard. So normal special summon, you can target one spell or trap your opponent controls and banish it, which is pretty decent. And if your opponent controls a monster, you can quick effect tribute this card and special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, which is decent actually. And then Shining for the Blue Eyes combo. I'm gonna be honest, I think I have more spells than everything else in here. I run very little traps. I'm not much on traps too much. But, yeah. Getting him back if I don't have a Azor Eyes. Some draw power, spell, and trap destructions. I was gonna run Raigeki, because I do have a Raigeki, but I figured I'd just run these two. I may replace one of them with Raigeki. Depends how I feel about it. Just to get him out. Blue Eyes. Maybe even Shiny Dragon. Revival Rhapsody, get him out. Some more draw power. Soul Exchange, Soul Exchange. Basically another MST of Stamping Destruction. Some polys, and a search for poly. And these two. Now, I will say, some people I went against asked me why I run 2 polys and 1 Fusion Sage, and not just 3 polys in general. My main focus is not to be on polymerization and to use fusion that much, in my own opinion. If it happens, it happens. If not, I'm not too bent about it. My main focus is just getting Blue Eyes out and Azor Eyes is the main thing. And Azor Eyes is the big thing with that. Well, if you have a thing that searches a card, that's 1 card right here. So you're down. So you draw it. That's one less card in your deck now. And then you play it, and then you search a card from your deck to your hand, which means that you're down another card. Which is decent, because you're down 2 cards in your deck instead of just 1. Which is why I run Fusion Sage and not that. Now, if you did like this, please leave a like if you did enjoy it. I'm not forcing anybody. I'm not gonna tell you to ring the bell, but you can if you want. Also, if I'm not lazy, a Kaiba collection box will be happening soon, because I love Blue Eyes decks, and it's my favorite deck currently. My original favorite deck was Dark Magician, then evolved into Toons, and now currently it's Blue Eyes. And this is honestly, one of my best decks. I think my favorite monster from this has to be Linkslayer. I don't know why, but he's always been my favorite to play, with his decent stats except for defense, and his pretty neat effects as well. Basically kind of like a Cyber Dragon mixed with a MST. Or Twin Twisters, I should say. Now let's go over the extra deck, actually. Just because they're pretty decent. Little combos to get Shining out, because Shining actually does something. Azor Eyes can get Blue Eyes White Dragon back. Gains 100 attack and defense for each monster in both graveyards. And Crazy Box, because it's Crazy Box, and I have a very likable thing with Crazy Box, apparently. I don't know why I enjoy Crazy Box so much. I don't know if it's just the luck thing. But Crazy Box's effect is you can roll 6-sided die. If you roll 1, halve your life points. 2, you draw 1 card. 3, your opponent discards 1 card. 4, you negate effects of a face-up card in the field until the end of the turn. Destroy 1 card in the field, and 6 is destroy this card. There's only 2 downsides to this card, really, so that's 4 out of 6 things in total, which are decent, which is pretty good, because that's only 2 bad things, really. And to be honest with you, most of the level 4s in this deck don't do all that much. Except for maybe King of D, really. That's really the only card that does tremendous amount of work in this deck, is King of D. And so, he's really the only level 4 monster that actually truly matters in this deck. The rest, I'm not saying that you don't have to have them, but it does help with them in it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Let me know what you would change in this, and I will give like an update of the deck, kind of like a type of progress thing. See what my main deck is whenever it evolves, so we can look back on this. And I have sat on this box actually. Not like I've had it for a while. I kind of had it for some bit. But no, I've actually sat on this box and kind of vented it. I would like to get my hands on an official Konami Millennium box thing with ancient Egyptian writing on it, the hieroglyphics. So I've seen some of them with blue eyes, and they have Dark Magician and red eyes on the side. With Yugi and Kaiba and Joey and all that. I also, for some reason, have it labeled as just Yu-Gi-Oh deck. Not sure why.